Since the Palestinian Authority joined the ICC this year, Jerusalem has been anxious about repercussions. The founding prosecutor of the ICC, Luis Moreno Ocampo, who is visiting Israel this week for a lecture at the Frid Gal Transitional Justice Initiative at the Hebrew University, says there are many misunderstandings about the role of the ICC and that law could be a different way to solve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. How? I-24 News diplomatic correspondent Tal Shalev sat down with him for one-on-one.
Mr. Moreno Ocampo, thank you for speaking with us.
My pleasure.
The Palestinian Authority joined the ICC this year, and a preliminary investigation has been opened into the 2014 Gaza war and alleged war crimes. You were the first prosecutor of the ICC. You have tried leaders such as Muammar Gaddafi or Omar al-Bashir. Do you think the Israeli Prime Minister has committed similar crimes?
You have to make a distinction. The intervention of the International Criminal Court is different than to start the case. It's a long way. But you have to remember, since Nuremberg, the international community decided that there are some problems that should be faced internationally. So international criminal justice started to protect people who were the victim of Nazis, including the Jewish community, the Holocaust. And then come back in 1993 for Yugoslavia, then for Rwanda, and in 1998, the International Criminal Court is a permanent institution. It's Nuremberg for the future. And so the intervention on international justice in Israel-Palestinian conflict is something that is related with the idea that humanity believes that some crimes should be stopped. Some situations should be not just a local issue, it's a global issue.
Israel says it does all it can to avoid civilian casualties and that the IDF's own self-investigation is adequate enough. Do you agree?
If Israel is conducting investigation, should inform and provide information to the ICC. In Israel, there is the perception that everyone outside Israel is attacking Israel. And in fact, the UN Human Rights Council was pretty non-impartial when requesting intervention of Goldstone, for instance. Goldstone was very was himself trying to be impartial, but the Commission wasn't, the Council was not, clearly. But ICC has a track record to show impartiality and respect for the law. That doesn't mean that everything will be in favor of Israel. That means that there you have a legal system, you have people decided to apply the law, and then you should, Israel should provide all the explanations to them.
Do you think settlements qualify as a war crime?
Settlement could be a crime now. And there's no precedent for that. So that's the first time this type of crime was defined. In 1998 at Rome. So was never implemented. That's why for me it's a very important issue that Israel started to discuss legally what the meaning of that. And I know for Palestinians it's very clear, this is occupied territories, and the case is very clear. In my conversation with Israeli lawyers, they believe no, it is not, they are dispute territories, not occupied territories, and they like to make this proposal. Fine. So that's for me the point. ICC provides a place to have a legal discussion.
But is it a political debate or a legal one?
No, at the ICC it's a legal discussion. To solve the problem, you have a political solution. You are excluding illegal activity from political issues. That's ICC. ICC is about, okay, you can do negotiations, but there are some issues what are illegal. That's it. So that's why it's so controversial, because ICC is trying to put the legal limits in political scenarios.
One of Israel's general arguments is that international law is out of date and does not fit the modern terms of the war against terror, fighting in civilian populations, fighting against terrorists that hide behind human shields. Do you agree that maybe international law needs to be updated?
I believe Israelis has a lot to contribute. But also I believe the problem is using the idea of war against terrorism will not make you win the war. You will lose the war. Because forget the legality of collateral damage, killing civilians. It's bad. You transform the civilians. So because basically the terrorists are hidden between civilians. If you are careful, the civilian will not support the terrorists. But if you just bomb people and you kill one terrorist and 3 civilians, and by mistake you kill families, as you did, then the entire population will be your enemy. To defeat Hamas or to defeat whoever is committing crimes, you need Palestine on your side.
When you look back at what the ICC has done up until now, what do you think is the biggest success? What do you think are the failures?
Look, the idea of the ICC is to implement the law in the world. And that's so difficult because not many people, not many leaders in particular, believe in the law. They don't like, even many scholars believe law. It's a very important scholar in the US who is saying international law is counterproductive. So they don't believe in law. So apply the law in this context was difficult. When I took office, everyone was thinking the court would be closed. Bush was very adamant against the court. And so when I left, no one discussed the existence of the court. Now, with the state parties made a building, $400 million, so the court will be there. Relevance is the issue now. How relevant will be the court? But the relevance is about how actors, Israelis, Palestinians, others, use the law or learn how to apply the law to manage conflict. So it's a process.
Mr. Moreno Ocampo, thank you very much.
Thank you.